Legolas, thank you so much for 2.45. Thank you. Wait, what? You don't like people? I like people more. I like people in general, but I like people more when I'm feeling okay. You know, when you're not feeling okay, when you're a little bit drained out, things can drain you out more, faster, right? But if you're charged, if you're feeling super, super okay, then, you know, you can even watch at the situations. You can even watch at the situations which maybe sometimes used to piss you off, or they sometimes piss you off. Like, you can all agree on when you are very, very tired or very, very, very hungry. You can get a little nasty, right? If somebody asks you three times the same thing in a row, you kind of like, you know, I'm hungry or I'm tired, please. That's true, right? I'm not talking anything that doesn't make sense, or I'm not talking anything that's not true. It's always, you're more on the edge when you're kind of missing something. If you're not missing anything, if you're feeling okay, then you're kind of good to go.
The point is, when you're hungry and somebody asks you 3 times the same question, if you spend a lot of time alone with yourself, you will recognize that you are hungry or that you are tired.
That's true.
But if you don't spend a lot of time alone, you can just unload, you know, to that person.
Without even knowing what's up.
Yeah, without even knowing. You won't have in mind that you are tired, that you're hungry or something. You'll just go, oh, stop bothering me, you know?
Like those Snickers commercials. Exactly, Sweet Lou. Exactly, Sweet Lou. Only difference, Sweet Lou, is people are not usually like a guy who says, eat a Snickers. People usually get offended really fast.
And get into fight or something.
And then the fight starts. People, the guy who is like, eat a Snickers, he's already feeling okay. So usually you don't have people like that. Usually, like, if you're all cranky and you're a little bit annoyed...
On the edge, yeah.
People are usually more annoyed than in place, right? So it's really important at that moment that you recognize what's going on.
I hear you.
Yeah, it's important that you recognize what's going on. You're like, all right, chillax, I'm hungry. I'm sorry, I apologize. I'm really not feeling well. Let's talk about this subject in 15 minutes, and then you go to the toilet, refreshen up, or just like, I don't know, eat something.
That's why you have to cherish your time alone.
And that's why you have to cherish your time alone. Please don't be bored when you're alone. Yeah.
You just have to find your center.
Yeah.
So that you can deal with everything else.
Yeah.
With life, everything.
True. So it's kind of, I don't know, like a lot of us, so this is when it happens the most, guys. This is when it happens the most. You get caught up helping others so much that you forget about helping yourself, and you just go and you just like, somebody asks, can you do this and can you do that? And you kind of feel bad saying no because, you know, never happened to you, yeah. You kind of feel so bad, and you just keep on going, and you put yourself on the last place. You eat, you don't have time to eat, so you eat junk food. You're just sitting in the car, going back and forth. You just, you know, going to see your parents, going to see your nephews, going to see your children, doesn't matter, going to see your husbands, wives, lovers, whatnots, and you just kind of like forget about yourself. And you can drive like that for a while. You know, you can drive like that even for years. I know people who were driving like that for decades. But there is always one similar thing that happens, and that is they come to the breaking point where they're fed up with life. Being fed up with life is like the saddest thing that could happen. Life is so wonderful. All the things around are so wonderful. And it just, you know, it hurts my heart when I hear people saying, like, you know, I'm done. I was at the point, guys. I was at the point. I'm not saying that for nothing. I was going crazy. I was going nuts. I knew I was going to get really sick. I knew I was going to get really sick, and I was on a really, really right way. And you should just not, you know, at that point, stop. What am I doing? Who am I doing this for? Do I really want to do that? Do I really? And then you unleash and then you unleash on the closest people to you. You know, you finally get a 5 minutes break, and then somebody you live with says, you know, can you take the trash out? And you're like, fuck you and this trash and this everything, and you all want something from me, and you then start to argue with somebody who's closest to you without even, like, you know, it's your fault in the first place. You know, you need to take time for yourself. So yeah, I know from a question where somebody said you should go and visit somebody on a vacation, but it's important, guys. I don't know. I keep on saying that a lot, and I will keep on saying that because, you know, sometimes maybe only one person out of I don't know how many of you are watching right now will actually hear it right now, because we all listen, but very few of us actually hear at that very point because we are occupied with tons of things, like there's stream going on, there's a lot of things, you're working, your mobile phone is ringing, you're thinking about eating, you maybe need to go to pee, you're feeling thirsty, this and that, and you're thinking, oh my god, my mom has a birthday in 2 weeks. So, you know, but very few of us are able to stay in the moment and actually hear something. So it's really important that we try to be those few people. So yeah, that's what it's all about. So when you're here, when you're present, you know exactly what's the best for you. Without ego. Without ego. You just feel what is the best thing for you to do. Without, you know, and people are gonna start recognizing, like, the more you get to that point, people are gonna start recognizing a new you. And they're gonna cherish you because you're gonna feel better. You're gonna do better, and then therefore, like, if you're gonna do better for yourself, you're gonna do better for others too. You know, nobody benefits from you rushing from the work, getting into a car, being so pissed you forgot to purchase a birthday present for your very good friend. You're rushing over there, there's 20 people over there, and you just kind of just go on that party and you just talk about how shitty your day was and how in a rush you were, how your boss was, you know, your friends would benefit more if you went home first, go take a nap an hour, you know, prepare some things and be late 1 hour or 2 hours, but have a big smile on your face and you're like, man, I just had to close my eyes for like half an hour because I think I would go crazy. And like, you come refreshed and you come with a smile. And it's different. I mean, your friends love you anyway. Your friends are gonna they're gonna listen all your crap. Like, our friends listen to all our crap. That's what friends are for, right? But you can also charge your friends as well. Because, you know, how many times you were on some party and there was like 20 people and the energy was really good, and then there was that one person who was really miserable, and like the whole party turned into trying to help that person. But then you go off a party, and then everybody in their cars, they're talking, oh my god, how I feel so bad for her. You know, everybody's... Nobody's charged. Nobody's charged, right? And you gotta think about, not only about charging yourself, but when you're charged, you're also, like, your smile is gonna give more to those people than your 10 minutes talk about how screwed up your boss is. And I mean... It's okay to talk about how screwed up your boss is, but you should prioritize something good, right? Something, it's kind of, you know. So we have a friend. We have a friend. I'm gonna tell you, honestly. We have a friend. We have a lot of friends. So, like, when I say we have a friend, you cannot know who we're talking about. So that's good. But we have a friend. She's constantly sick. Constantly sick. But the only thing that we heard from her in the past, I don't know how many, 5, 6, 7 years, talking about is health and health issues. It's impossible to get better, guys. It's even if you want to, it's impossible when you constantly stay in that energy of illness, of this, of that. Like she's taking a pill, and the first thing that she's reading is she's not thinking about how pill is gonna make her better. Like, if she wants to take a pill, she's not gonna think about that. She's thinking about reading all those side effects, and she's gonna think about all those side effects happening. Like, man, like, you're already halfway there. Just reading the side effects, you're already halfway there. And if you're strong enough, and like, she has a very strong self-actualization, but in a bad way at that moment, because she's like imposing on herself that, oh my god, I'm gonna get side effects. And guess what? 2 days afterwards, like 1 out of 10,000 people, she gets side effects. It's screwed up, you know. It's hard. It's hard. And now she's not working. She had to take days off. She had to take days off because she's bad. Like really bad. And her surroundings, we know her surroundings, not only her, we know people around her, and like our friend who is with her, he's half a man. He used to be. He's just so drained out. Like he's a super positive guy. He pushes positivity, always positivity. And you hear him talking negative, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? The world is coming to an end. You know, she doesn't have hypochondria. Like, probably partially. I'm sure there's a lot of she's in her menopause time, so there's a lot of things going on at that time. But also, like, you know, before that there was always something. Oh, my headache. You know, we go party, she's the only one sitting. You know, she's the only one saying, I don't feel well, I feel sleepy, I feel tired, and you know, it's very hard, you know, and a lot of problems with her family with this. But we all have problems with our family, right? We all have problems. Like, you know, I can choose to talk about like that all the time, and she's the like 100% example of how you can look like if you're constantly in a negative, and it's impossible to be good if you're constantly in a negative energy. It just doesn't. I don't know. I cannot say it's logical, because logic requires intelligence. And even very, very not intelligent people can come to that conclusion that if you're constantly in something bad, if you're constantly in a mug, you cannot have clean clothes. Like, you can be the most careful person in the world, but if you're walking over the mug, it kind of, you know, it's mug all over. Even if you don't want to, you're gonna get some stains somewhere on your shoes. Like, you're not levitating across. So it's important, you know, and I know there are people who are saying, like, there was some people who told me in my inbox message, they told me, Sansen, it is easy for you. You're positive and optimistic. I wasn't like this. Guys, I wasn't like this. If you met me at my worst, I think most of the people wouldn't like me. You know, I was miserable at some point. I was feeling so bad. I was feeling so down. I didn't have, like, if I wasn't that much of a chicken, I would probably kill myself. But, you know, whenever I started thinking about suicide, I was like, no, please. You know, I just can't. So I'm not saying this because I'm, you know, yay. Because I dislike people who are depressive or who are talking about illness. It's not that. I've been in a lot of situations like that. So, and I understood what took me. I had help of tremendous people, and I also got lucky with starting to realize that I cannot live my life like that. I don't want to live my life miserable. I don't want to work on the work that makes me lose my energy. I don't want to work with people where I have to do this or that. I don't want to, you know, you just have to start realizing what you don't want to do. And I'm sure most of the people are gonna say, I don't want to be sad or bad, right? We all want to feel better. We all want to feel happy. Like, we don't want to be ecstatic happy. You know, that's an illusion. Being ecstatic happy, yeah, you can take ecstasy and go dance. But, you know, I'm talking about being okay, right? I'm talking about being okay. And we all want to feel okay. We all want to feel okay. We want to feel loved. We want to feel secure. And it's easy. It's easy. This is not making me happy. Is it your own family? Guys, all right, for that time, don't talk to your family, right? You know, don't talk to your family. There was a moment in my life where I didn't, it's impossible now for me to think that, but there was time in my life where I didn't talk to my family. Zero. So you have to take decisions on your own to get better. And when you get better, when you start feeling, you're gonna start getting different sensations in your body. You're gonna start seeing with some new eyes, seeing some things that didn't make you happy. You're just gonna realize, oh my God, you're like, nobody loves me. And then like after 5, 6, 7 years, after you're working on yourself, you're going, oh my God, this person has been here for the whole freaking time. I have a friend and I thought I don't. You know, because they were so, you know, it's all about you, what you want. You can achieve everything. You just need to be dedicated to it. Dedicated for it. I wasn't always brave. Impatient shooter, I wasn't always brave. It took me so many years to do something. It took me so many years. Now it takes me less. Now it takes me much less because I don't want to waste time. But being brave, you can also learn that. Being brave is not something you're born with. When we are all children, like when we are all 3 years old, we're all gonna jump off the rock into the water without thinking. Like, oh, my friend jumped, I'm jumping. Everybody's jumping when you're very young. So being brave and being chicken, that's also something that we learn throughout life. And I'm not talking about let's all jump with a parachute because, you know, I'm brave, but I don't want to jump with a parachute. I don't need to, right? But I'm talking about, you know, just teaching yourself to just do that. Nothing bad can happen, guys. You know, nobody over here on the chat is not so bad that, like, if you want to change your job, I'm going to end up on the street. Guys, you're not incompetent. Like, you're healthy, you can walk, you have 2 arms, 2 legs, you know, you can do stuff. You're not gonna, you know, I had a discussion like this with my mom. Oh, my child, what are you doing? You're crazy. You're not my child. You're not normal. She was more rough than this. I'm like, Mom, what do you think? If I change my job, like if I try to be a YouTuber, that in that process, I'm going to end up being a heroin addict on the street. And I'm going to just like, if I see nothing is going well, I'm just going to start to, I don't know, have sex for money to survive? Like, really, Mom? Really? Seriously? Do you think I'm your daughter? Do you think I'm that incompetent? And then, you know, she would get all shaken. But you gotta shake. But you gotta say something sometimes. And there was time where I wouldn't say stuff like that to my mom. And now the time came where I say it. And she's like, all right. Okay? So, that's it. That's kind of, yeah. Pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. Ledony, I agree. Like, bad things are going to happen. They are going to happen. It's the same with anger. Like, you get angry. You cannot do anything to not get angry. You cannot do that. You are going to get angry. But what you do with your anger, this is what counts. Like, this is what, okay, you recognize the moment. Oh my God, this guy pissed me off. All right, what am I going to do with it? Am I going to be destructive? When you go destructive, it's destructive for everybody. Not only for that person, it's destructive for you too. Or am I going to be constructive? Am I going to take that ball of energy, of negative energy, and try to turn it into something creative, good? Am I going to make a comedy out of it? Am I going to make something inspirational out of it? Are you an artist? Are you going to make a sculpture? Are you going to, you know, you can transfer that. How many people you heard in life, like if you're watching some motivational, successful people, motivational speeches where they're saying, not the good things made my character. The bad things and the failures made me where I am today. Because if somebody didn't say no to him, like that guy, owner of Alibaba, he's great. He's a great motivational speaker. He was freaking rejected by the lowest possible branches of work. Like he was rejected for working in a fast food restaurant. He said 20 people were accepted. There 21 people made the application. 20 were accepted. I was the only one who got refused. And imagine, like at that moment, it's like you're feeling I'm worse than everybody else. Like he could think that. Or he could go and develop furthermore into something. And now he's owner of billions and billions of whatever. And he's like, yeah, if at that moment I didn't get a no, maybe I would still work in a fast food restaurant, you know? But yeah. Yeah. I never get angry, but when I do, run. Well, Mir, you know, it also depends who got you angry, right? If you're getting angry just because... I don't think anybody gets angry just because of that. Just because. If somebody gets angry just because, they do have some issues. But if a person who is rarely angry gets angry, you did something wrong, man. You know, you did something wrong. So yeah. What do I think about E3? I think it's great.